Hi, folks, and welcome to week 2 of our social media class. I hope the first week was fun and brought you some information. As I mentioned in my opening video, I think y'all are more digital natives and that you grew up with all of this social media and networking and mobile on-the-go information. In fact, thinking about some of y'all not knowing exactly how old you are, but I'm wondering how many of you can actually remember a time in which you didn't have a phone in your hand or available to you, as versus me, where I many times walk out the door and forget to even take my cell phone with me. It's just not part of my DNA. In fact, I was having a conversation with a customer not too long ago, and we were talking about essential items for everyone to walk out the door with. And I said, for people of our generation, the essential item was a watch. We never walked out of the door without a watch. Now I'm willing to bet that most people in your generation don't even wear a watch because you're so used to looking at the time on your phone. So things have changed. So this week in week 2, we get into a couple of new concepts. From the readings, I just want to mention a couple of things. We talk about, in the first reading, the types of organizations. And I want to mention that there are really 3 types of organizations. Even though the reading really focuses on the business organization, we have to remember that social media also works for the other 2 types of organizations out there. The second one being nonprofit organizations, and the third one being government organizations. We don't have time in this class, but I do teach another strategic social media class at another university that's 12 weeks long, and in that class we actually dive into social media applications for all 3 types of organizations. So just keep in mind that social media works across the spectrum. The reading makes another point in that it talks about the 5th P in marketing. You have the 4 P's in marketing: product, place, price, and promotion. And the 5th P is people. And that's really what social media has done. It has taken the power of information and put it in the hands of the people. A real good example of this is thinking about retail. Stores have hours in which they're open. Communities have laws. In Texas, we have what are known as blue laws. For many, many years, you could not buy items in the grocery store that were related to work. They would actually put all those items in 2 or 3 or 4 aisles within the grocery store, and then on Sunday they would block those off so you couldn't buy anything. A lot of that's changed. Buying alcohol on Sunday is now legal. But another thing you don't do in Texas is you can't buy a car on a Sunday anymore. So that has all changed now because we have the power of the internet. I can go online and buy anything I want on the internet at any time of the day or night, even on Christmas Day. I'm not restricted to the merchants telling me what I can and can't buy and when I can't buy it. It also gives me the ability to check pricing and availability from several different vendors all at one time before I make my decision versus running around town pricing different products at different places for car prices. So that 5th P, that power of the people, has really put it down and made a change for all our lives, I think, for the best. The second thing in some of our reading I want to talk about, it talks about social media strategy. In the article in there that we're looking at, I just want to keep in mind that this article is 5 years old. Some of the strategies and some of the platforms they talk about in there are outdated and simply even gone. Think about something like MySpace, for instance. That was kind of a precursor to Facebook, but Facebook overtook it. Now I understand that from the younger generations, what's so much more popular out there is Instagram and Snapchat over Facebook. That seems like my Facebook page is being overrun with 50 and 60-year-olds suddenly discovering it. What started out as a platform for college students to stay in touch with each other is now rapidly becoming the medium of choice for old people to connect with each other from their nursing homes. So things change, and I just want to point out these articles is always make sure you kind of look at the dates and make sure you're seeing the most current information on there. Also, something that mentions in there is CRM, Customer Relationship Management Tools. That has changed over the last 30 years. When I started my career in selling, we used 3x5 index cards. Now, some of you may not even know what those are, but that's a simple little lined piece of paper heavier stock. I used to do my entire database of information on my customers on that, put a rubber band around it, and put it in my coat pocket, and I carried my database with me every single day. Now we have tools that are huge piles of information that we can put an unlimited amount of information on our customers, so we can do research on them, we can look at what their preferences are, and it allows us to market to them much more effectively. So CRM programs out there are very, very hot, particularly when you tie it to social media. If you tie into anything, you get into Facebook, and it goes beyond asking your age, but starting to ask for your preferences, for instance, they're building a CRM database on you. Finally, one of the things you get to experience in here at depth is about a 45-minute podcast. I don't know how familiar you are with podcasts, but they are very, very popular for people on the go to get specialized news and information in on their own time schedule. I've participated and been active in some podcasts in my industry, and it's a very quick way of getting out there. Think of it kind of like radio over the internet. It's the same type of thing. The difference is you can listen to it any time of the day or night you want to. So kind of circling back up to our point, it puts the power of doing the news and getting the news into the hands of the people who you can do it anytime you want to. You're not restricted to the news at 5, 6, and 10 every day. So that's it for the week. You've got some of the announcements in there, the discussion question. We talk about, I go a little bit more in depth on Nokia. On your assignment, you've got an extension on your restaurant project, and then you've also got the quiz for the week. So if you have any questions or need anything, give me a shout and drop me an email. Let me know what's going on, and we'll get it solved. Otherwise, I'll see you on the boards this week. Thanks.